Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh my God! KO in midair!
Hey, what's up everyone? And we're back today with vid. Today we're playing with Swindle once again. I'm in the RU-251, Tier 9 German Light, very good. And he is in the Centurion 7-1. And we're on Erlenberg. And kind of important, for once actually, is the game mode. It's encounter. So that means the spawns are a little different. That the enemy team actually spawns further to the left side of the map, so occasionally they will cross over to the castle side where we spawned at right now more regularly than the just normal spawns on Erlenberg. So with that kind of in mind, I'm going to make a beeline right where the T100 LT is going as well and try to spot them while they're crossing. I'm going to make a fairly aggressive play. As somebody in the chat while we were streaming this kind of pointed out. So, a little risky, but with the matchup we have, looking at the tanks they have, it's not that risky because their team is made up of majority heavy tanks. They have 3 light tanks and 1 medium, so we kind of have to keep that in mind. But mobility-wise, we should beat most of their tanks over here, and with my crew in this, I'm not too worried about them outspotting me, at least in this initial kind of pass. So, like I said, we spot it. Well, T100 actually spots those 2 guys crossing with the 60 TP, but we're going to spot a few more and stick around while the T100 backs off. So we see the I-7, try to get a shot into him, doesn't really come off. It's kind of a bad shot, to be fair. And now we're just going to try to keep these guys lit and hopefully get some of them caught out in the open for the rest of our team that is supporting us for a change, which is nice. And we also have Swindle backing us up as well. So just kind of skirting this ridge line, not exposing our entire tank, just the bare minimum to get that spotting and that view range out there. You don't have to expose that much of your tank to get the spotting on other vehicles. So nice little tidbit. You don't have to have your entire tank across a ridge line to get the spotting. As long as a little bit of it is peeking up, you're good. This E5 has made a really bad mistake. Yeah, he kept going, and then he tried to turn his turret towards me, and just gets obliterated. So he's out of the game. Assistance a little low so far. That's because, well, one, the E5 was well within view range of the other tanks there. Again, I'm just trying to keep them all lit up here. I'm also kind of aware of tanks that are unspotted at the moment. I know they have a Waffle and some other TD that I don't know of at the moment, and they could very easily be sitting in the bush that's near their spawn point on the side of the hill. If you've played Erlenberg a lot, you know what I'm talking about. As well as up on the hill in the background here behind the E75. So with that in mind, I'm just playing a little more passively here as we farm this stock E75 and this turret. We would probably have very easy time penning that regardless, but when you turn it sideways, it's super easy. It's like the Tiger 2's turret. As soon as you turn a little bit, it's super easy to pen for our gun. So we've had a nice start to this game so far, but we want more out of this engagement. We've got exactly what we've wanted, is all their heavies caught out in the open with no real good cover, and they're not really paying attention too much to me. I'm still trying to keep a low profile here, and it's good with the RU because you can do that. It's not a huge light tank, at least vertically I should say. The profile is kind of large, but it's not vertically that tall, so you can kind of skirt these ridge lines, especially with the gun depression over the sides, which is where you have a lot more of it. Over the rear it struggles, but so far we've taken out 4 of their heavy tanks, which is really good result. We've lost 4 tanks, but that's because they pushed to the other side. Can't really recommend that. And now we're gonna start punishing this IS-7, who's pretty much the lone one left over here at this point. As we've put a couple shots into him, which is really nice because 212 pen is a little tricky penning the IS-7, and as soon as he starts angling like this, we just have to be patient. These shots are never going to pen, and just keep him lit up for our team, and hopefully somebody can get some shots on him. In that case, I'm not going to push up because, again, they have other tanks on the ridgeline behind them, and then the IS-7 turns towards somebody else, and we're able to sneak a shot in and take him out. So just kind of keep that in mind. I don't want to be too aggressive here. Pushing across isn't the best idea. We don't have that much in the form of support, and me and Swindle were talking at this point that they're pushing across towards our base, and we need to get back there and help these guys out. Instead of just keep pushing, just paying attention to what's going on in the game, and go back and defend the base, even though it's encountered, so the base is in the middle, but our spawn basically. So we're actually down 2 tanks at this point, but we're not too worried. Really, their light tanks are kind of beaten up. Somebody picks up the spot on the standard B, who's way out in the open. Swindle puts a shot into him. I put a few into him. He's on 800 health. He's finally within like 300 meters of view range, so even he's going to spot me at this point, and unfortunately he snapshots me somehow with some great RNG. We're just going to switch to some HESH rounds, or HEP rounds now, to deal with their YOLOing light tanks. Really bad shot there. Should not have done that. But when he starts driving in a straight line, I'm going to happily do that. A little bit of T-bone. Swindle gives us a love tap as well. Put one of them into him. He puts a shot into us, and then we're going to finish him off with a little bit of a ram for that kamikaze medal there. But not the best engagement. We lost about 800 health, which isn't ideal, especially in a close game like this. Just maybe being a little too aggressive, and maybe just thinking I'm in something that's got actual armor, not the RU. So a little bit of a misplay on my part in terms of losing health. At least I would think. We're still fine. We're not like a complete one-shot. At least for not every tank they have. The Waffle is still an issue. He could easily one-shot us, hit the high roll, but he still would. Their 279E gets spotted. We're able to actually put one shot into him and connect. Was on nearly full health, which is pretty surprising. Their other heavy, I think, is a Super Conqueror, which I have no idea where he's at. We see the Waffle is lit up over to the right side, so we know he's not supporting the 279E. And I wouldn't think the Conqueror is sat behind the 279E, but we're just going to make sure, kind of spot over this way, rather than going straight in on him. Just to be sure, we're going to take the safe way to an extent, kind of just extend the view range, seem a little bit cautious here. 279E can't really shoot me here. He can spot me, because I'm just poking up enough, but he can't really shoot me. He is looking this way, but he's finally starting to realize, hey, there's a Centurion that's been farming me behind, and starts turning. Unfortunately, our only shot on him, or second shot on him, I guess you should say, doesn't go in. So at this point, it's been a lot, kind of a lot going on in this game. We're up to 4,000 damage and 1,600 assists, which is respectable. It's not the best Erlenberg game ever, but it's a good result so far. So at this point, all three of us are, when I say us, me, Swindle, and this T100 are pushing up to their hill. I know their Waffle's up here, and it's very likely their Super Conqueror's up here. I don't know how much health either of them are on. So we're trying to do some recon and try to figure out where they're at. We spot the Super Conch, and he has taken a beating somehow. So he's only about 950 hit points, and same with the Waffle actually. So still two dangerous targets, because again, the Waffle can basically, if he high rolls, one-shot me, and you know, Super Conchs are Super Conchs. So we have to deal with that issue, along with two arties that are supporting them. The Super Conqueror is being pretty aggressive with dealing with Swindle, it looks like. And where he is at is not the safest from arty. And our T100 makes a terrible play. I don't know what that was. Yeah, and then Swindle gets slapped by a T92, I believe, for 900 damage. But we're able to kind of use the distraction and the cover to put a shot into the Waffle and leave him a complete one-shot for us. But the Super Conqueror realizes Swindle is a one-shot now and pushes in, and unfortunately takes him out of the game. So that sucks. But Retribution T92 takes out the Super Conqueror like literally a couple seconds later. But now realizing Artie is crapping on everybody right now in this area, I kind of want to reposition and come from a different spot, try to get the Waffle, so that I'm not spotted right in the crosshairs of an Artie as well. And sure enough, we're going to catch the Waffle off guard just a little bit, aim the shot, and take him out of the game. So now all we have to deal with is 2 artillery. I don't want to totally botch this because it could still be an issue, especially with only having a heavy tank left. Heavies are probably generally one of the easier tanks for already to shotgun, minus TDs probably, but we spot the T-92. First shot he doesn't spot us, and the second one he does because he goes between a gap in the bushes, but pick up our 5th kill and puts us over 5,000 damage so far, which is a solid game in the RU. Nothing record breaking for myself, but still a very, very solid game so far, especially considering it's been a tier 10 game as well. And now we just have to find the 212A. I know where he's at. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't on this side, but I'm about 95% sure, yeah, he's right there behind the house. But I just wanted to be sure, be thorough, and I could surprise. So yeah, and we're going to finish him off here in a second, hopefully, for our Top Gun. So, really, really good result for a tier 9 light tank on Erlenberg. One of my favorite maps for light tanks, just because yeah, you can extend that vision out, and the game is kind of centered around you almost to an extent, and what kind of a job you can do in a light tank on this map. If you do a poor job, your team usually loses. If you don't, you can win, just because it relies on that vision game much more so than a lot of maps, I think. And it's pretty good. At least I enjoy it. I know it could probably be pretty boring in like a heavy or something like that, but I personally really enjoy Erlenberg as long as I'm in my scouts or mediums or such. I even don't mind it in my other classes either, which is funny. But yeah, good game. 5,300 damage, 2,000 assists, 6 kills, and an ace tanker. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. See ya.